Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Player Zone YouTube channel, and welcome to our game recap from France and Belgium. Two teams coming into this game heavily underperforming, heavily struggling in front of goal, and it would stay the same in this game here. I wouldn't say a boring game, but lacking that goal mouth entertainment. Dominated majority by France, and once again Belgium underperforming. A lot of questions now around this so-called golden generation and the lack of success they've had. This tournament here, new manager, new style of football. It's fallen down really, really flat in its face. And I kept saying again, outside of Kevin De Bruyne, this game Jeremy Doku was more involved. It looks really, really lacking of creativity, lacking of a real spark. They tried to bring in Louis Openda from the start to try and change that. He was okay in passages, but outside of Kevin De Bruyne, this team didn't have any spark in the final third. It lacked creativity. It lacked the ingenuity to find a way to a goal. And in this game here, you'll see when I go through the recap, it took a very long time for them to record their first shot on target. And that just summarises all what's been wrong with this Belgium side. It was never meant to be this tournament. Equally so, the French side weren't that impressive. They were probably 6, 7 out of 10 still. I don't think they've actually hit second or third gear at the moment. I feel like they're still sitting in first gear. They're still struggling to find their own avenue to goal. Yet to score a goal from outfield play, one penalty, 2 own goals so far has been their highest goal scorers. So they're struggling as well. And I thought it was an opportunity for Belgium to maybe try and make a swift start and get at the French side, but it wasn't to be. France scraping through as 1-0 winners. Let's go through the game play by play. The 24th minute was the first real big chance. Kevin De Bruyne's free kick. It was a tame one, but sort of caught Mike Maignan out, who had to kick it away with his right foot to make sure that the score stayed 0-0. So really a quiet start to that point in time. Belgium kept growing into the game. Then the 26th minute, it was a Jan-Frederik Carrasco shot that was blocked away, but it was the first sign of Openda and Doku being involved. Openda just rolling his defender, playing the Doku across to Carrasco. They went for a more attacking lineup. Carrasco sort of a part of a more aggressive midfield trio. He got in the end of this shot here and had his shot blocked, but positive signs in the first half an hour for Belgium, and it's probably the most positive to be for the game. From there on, it was Marcus Thuram had a great opportunity in the 34th minute, getting on the end of a Koundé cross. He headed his effort, though wide of the goal face. And again, lacking opportunities, lacking clinical edge, and to be honest, Marcus Thuram was another player in this game who heavily underperformed. That was probably his one and only chance of the game. Aurélien Tchouameni had one of his many long shots or chances at goal. The ball fell out to him with one of the last kicks of the first half after Kylian Mbappe did a fantastic job to wriggle past 3 or 4 defenders down the bar line. The ball sort of fell out to Aurélien Tchouameni. Had to keep his shot down, but blasted it over the crossbar. And that was about that for the first half action. Not much at either end. France probably had the better of the chances, but neither side really creating a clear-cut opportunity. Aurélien Tchouameni had another one of his long-range efforts in the 49th minute, but it was denied by Castells. A much better effort. Took a little bit of deflection, but Koen Castells down low to his left and palming that ball away to make sure the game remained 0-0. Then Mbappe, just before the hour mark, produced something out of nothing. The game was lulling a little bit. He dropped his shoulder on one defender, skipped past 2 others, went past all 3 defenders, managed to get a shot off, but put the shot over the crossbar. And you think within Kylian Mbappe's quality, you've got to hit the target from that sort of situation there. But he's shown signs of life in this game, because out of that point, it was a very flat game. It lacked any real entertainment and was sort of going towards that sort of extra time type game where no team was going to score a goal. From there on in, Yannick Carrasco probably had Belgium's chance of the game to that point in time. In the 61st minute, running through on goal, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, but somehow out of nowhere, Theo Hernandez came in from behind and made the very, very late but very important sliding challenge to block that shot away, to keep the game at 0-0. And I'll talk about at the end of this game recap, but this French defence has been probably the best defence in the competition, and it's been one keeping them in game, especially in that situation there. Lukaku then had the first shot on target for Belgium in the 71st minute. Ball was played to him down the left-hand channel, found him. His shot went straight at Mike Maignan, forcing quite an easy save. But again, the first shot on target, so something to talk about there for Belgium. And Mbappe had another chance in the 78th minute, the ball coming out to him, rolling across him to the edge of the area, but he whipped his shot over the crossbar. And then finally we had some action. It was Aurélien Tchouameni in the build-up, very, very important. The ball was rolled in from N'Golo Kanté to Kolo Muani. He turned Jan Vertonghen. His shot, which was going off target, deflected off Jan Vertonghen's leg, caught Koen Castells wrong-footed and entered the back of the net. After 85 minutes, we finally had the goal, 1-0, and that would be how the game ended. Again, not much to talk about in this game. Really, really a ball fest. You have to really be blunt about it. But in the end, France go through. And I think it's been the story of their tournament, the story of also Portugal and also England's tournament. The three big boys, the three teams I think people had there initially at the start of the tournament as probably the three favourites alongside Germany have all not performed. So as I said, France have not scored a goal from open play this actual tournament. They've had 2 own goals, they've had a penalty kick, and outside of that, they've been really timid, really tame. But what has helped them is their defensive security. I probably think the best defence in the competition. You got the William Saliba, young component there alongside Dayot Upamecano, who's also young but has experienced a bit more international football. So great dynamic duo at the back there. And you look around the park at their defensive unit, you got Aurelien Tchouameni sitting in front of a backline that consists of Jules Koundé, Theo Hernandez on the flanks, and N'Golo Kanté and Adrien Rabiot. So 3 midfielders that are all very defensively orientated. They all sit in front of a back four of Theo Hernandez, William Saliba, Dayot Upamecano, and Jules Koundé. There's not many teams that can go past that. And that might be their avenue to win this tournament if they're going to go all the way. It's going to be, we're going to grind out results where we're going to be so defensively solid that teams are going to have to force to throw numbers forward. And that's where we can get the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Kolo Muani, Marcus Thuram going forward and trying to create chances from that sort of position there. That's looks like the avenue that Didier Deschamps is taking in this tournament. And I guess so far it's working. I just think it's quite funny though how Didier Deschamps has no slack thrown on him. I know he's made finals and he's won a World Cup and the like. But then you got Gareth Southgate, who's received dog's abuse for his style of football with his team. It's maybe a little bit more talent in the English side, but not much difference in terms of world-class quality across the 2 units. Yet France have not scored a goal from open play, and their players for me are heavily underperforming. Yet it's such a stark difference in the French and English system. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying it's quite funny how the media chooses its path. And it's always towards the England players, always towards the English league, the Premier League. That's just the way newspapers and articles sell. But it's funny how no one's really talking about this French side who've heavily underperformed against a Belgium side that's been probably rock bottom this tournament here. They've been pathetic in many regards. The fact you can only squeeze a 1-0 win because of a dodgy deflection to win against them says a lot about where that squad is. I still have faith in because we just look at this team, we see the names, and we see how they continue to go deep in tournaments. You can't bet against them, but there's not much going in their favour right now. The midfield fantastic, defence is fantastic. The defensive security, that's fine. But if you've got teams, even like the Switzerlands, the Austrias, even the Netherlands, there's 2 teams already played, but 2 teams that could get the better of them if they continue to attack at them. I think if teams go at them and press them hard up the pitch, there's a chance to get at the French side here. No one's really pressed them heavily. We saw Austria do it and they caused them some problems through key points in that game there versus the French, but no one has pressed consistently to this side and pressuring this side consistently. Belgium could have done that, but the quality wasn't there, the team wasn't there, so you couldn't see what would happen. But I'm interested to see if a team goes at this French side for a good solid 30 minutes of play, will they crack? Because we haven't seen them crack yet because I don't think they've really truly been tested this back line. The front line hasn't done good enough for me. Kylian Mbappe's been okay in key moments. He's had some of the highest XG and chance created in the competition, but hasn't found the back of the net very easily. Antoine Griezmann, does he go again? I don't know. I think he's sort of taking away from this unit. I do want to see Barcola from the start as well. So a lot of things to sort out there. For Belgium, very underwhelming yet again. I said Kevin De Bruyne or nothing at the moment. It was interesting that Gianfranco Carrasco went from the start. A different dynamic. It helped through certain periods, but it did allow the game to become very stretched at some points. It did come end-to-end through key moments because of that lack of midfield security in there. It just seemed like to me this tournament, not enough depth. Some of the golden generation have obviously gone, so the depth on the bench isn't that quite experienced depth, and it was very reliant on some of the older heads to get it done. The likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of Romelu Lukaku. I expected Trossard to do much better. Jeremy Docker to do much better. These two both underperforming. Onana was okay, just did his job in the midfield, didn't do anything special, but ticked a few boxes. The back line lacked a lot of pace, and as such, you're getting exposed a lot. And I just think they were trying to play the modern football, playing out from their back, playing in possession, but they just weren't quite that. They weren't quite ready for that yet. I think the defenders, their ball control, possession play wasn't good enough. Midfield, not good enough to play the style of football, and they didn't press enough for me either. So I guess in this tournament, it's all been about possession, pressing, high energy, high pace football. They couldn't really tick any of that off. And we've seen some of the best teams all have young players stand up in big moments. They had none of their youngsters coming through and standing up in big moments. So this wasn't meant to be for the Belgium side. They've got a lot to improve on to get ready for the next World Cup because a lot of question marks and not many answers at this current point in time. So they've got to sort a few things around, especially with some of their experienced heads like Lukaku and De Bruyne. Will they go on? Will they be here for the next tournament? Jan Vertonghen as well. Will they be here? Just a big question to be wait and see. Before we wrap the video up, let's go to our 3 key players, starting with William Saliba. fantastic at the back, 7.5 match rating, 4 clearances, 2 interceptions, a tackle in there, winning 2 out of 3 ground duels, 78 touches at 97% pass accuracy and 100% 3 from 3 accurate long balls. That partnership with Dale Meccano has been fabulous. One of the most under-talked about combinations so far in this tournament. It's very, very solid. And again, Saliba's more the flashy player, but he's taken it away to just get the job done here for Didier Deschamps. And that's sort of been what France have been all about. Get the job done. Nothing special. Nothing over the top. Just do your job and do it well. And the first game when I watched him play, a little bit shaky at the back. Not the Saliba we've been used to for Arsenal, but as the tournament's gone deeper, as I've seen more of this French side play, he's become more and more acclimated to this side. And adjusted to the system and done a very, very good job at it. And it's, once again, not like Arsenal, he has to be the flashy centre-back and the ball carrier and the great intercepting tackles. It's just do your job. Defend solidly. We're going to sit back a little bit deeper. We're going to absorb some pressure. And you have to do a really good job in terms of breaking the play up. And he's done that fantastically well and shown signs of that Arsenal Saliba where he drives the ball and passes and spreads the game like that. The next player, Theo Hernandez. Again, someone who's super consistent, a bit more attacking output in this game for him, which I like to see. 7.9 match rating, 2 clearances, 2 blocks and 2 tackles. Won 5 out of 70 ground duels, 97 touches at 99% pass accuracy. The 2 accurate long balls in there as well. Jules Koundé was up there as well, probably very close to Theo Hernandez in terms of the second best player on the park. But again, I think I like what Saliba's done. I've got to shout out Theo Hernandez, consistently being probably the best player in this French squad throughout the tournament. I think a constant figure going forward and defensively. Does his job fantastic yet again, and just he's continued his club form where he doesn't really put a bad performance in. Yes, sometimes his attacking football can lack, but in this game here we saw that defensive security. I think that whole back four deserves shout-outs in this game here because they were just fantastic, shutting down Belgium. Only to deny them the few shots on goal and only the few shots on target as well. So full team squad for defensive group, 10 out of 10 top performance from all of them. And then the man of the match, Aurélien Tchouameni, who was man of the match and Sofa score as well with his 8.2 match rating, 116 touches, 3 key passes, 6 out of 8 accurate long balls, 3 out of 5 ground duels, 3 clearances, 2 interceptions and 2 tackles, covered every blade of grass on the park, broke the play up when he needed to, got forward a lot with, I guess, Rabiot and N'Golo Kanté there. He was allowed that license to push on forward, had 5 shots in this game, only made 2 on target, could have scored more goals. That sort of took away from his performance for me, but all in all, as a central midfielder type role, yet again, it's one of the French central midfielders winning man of the match because they control the pace of the game so well. They dictate the game. The passing array, it's safe at times, but it gets the job done. There's enough progression in this midfield to get the ball moving forward. And you just hope that eventually the front line will start to click and you can get more reward for this midfield's effort because I think they've been fantastic as a 3 since all being put together. And you just hope that come these later knockout stage games that the front line can start to produce, the front line can start to do things and create things. And, you know, Aurélien Tchouameni have a different role in the quarterfinals versus Portugal because Rabiot out suspension. With suspension, he'll have to drop in and play alongside N'Golo Kanté in a more of a deeper role, and you expect Antoine Griezmann to play in the 10. But again, this sort of more progressive role really, really suited his style of football, and he dominated that midfield. It was him and Kevin De Bruyne pulling the strings for both sides there. With that being said, ladies and gents, that brings the video to an end. So with that being said, France now play Portugal in a quarterfinal. So we've got some great quarterfinal affairs. Portugal and France, Spain and Germany, and you've got 2 weaker ones in there as well. But it'll be very interesting to see how this one all turns out. They come in again, lacking clinical edge in the final third, lacking creativity, lacking a spark in the final third, but getting the job done yet again. Defensive solidity is the rule 1A for this side at the moment, but it's working for them. So they might go into the next game against another side like Portugal, who've also lacked free-flowing football in the final third to create from open play. It might become a really stale type game yet again like this Belgium game, but they've been there and done it already. And the French side, we know how good they can be. I expect them to keep kicking up in gears and eventually gearing up for, I think, which could be a massive semi-final or potential final appearance for the French here. With that being said, ladies and gents, if you enjoyed the video, smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players Zone channel for more videos like this, and press that post notification bell so you know we upload here on the channel. I hope you have a great day, guys. Enjoy the football coming up, and I'll see you guys in another video or podcast very, very soon. Check on. See you later.